Full E60 profile from Tom Rinaldi is going to premiere tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern on E60. And we're back with Coach Carlesimo, and I just want to ask you, as a coach, when you hear, before we get to the X's and O's, when you hear someone say, yeah, I probably cost my team a championship, but I don't feel at fault for what happened. What do you make of his comments just then?
Well, I mean, I think it's unfortunate.
Certainly.
Excuse me, no guarantee that they would have won. I believe they would have won too, but I don't want to take that away from Cleveland. There's no guarantees.
There was a lot of factors as to why they didn't win. The Splash Brothers going completely dry is one of them as well. Harrison Barnes. And you could go on and on. Let's fast forward to this year's finals, though. You talked about a lot of good and bad with Draymond. He wasn't great in game one in terms of offense, but fantastic on defense, as he likes to tend to be. Show us exactly what...
He certainly was, and he keys their defense. Again, they have a lot of good players, but you see right here, you got the matchups. KD's playing...
Carlesimo. I'm like, what did I do to deserve this fantastic life I've got? And part of that, Coach, is because, like you said, Michael Jordan was not a prolific three-point shooter at all.
No, he wasn't.
He was legitimately like, I don't know what's happening. So people might not know, though, that you were coaching for Seton Hall at the time that this happened. What effect did Jordan have on the college kids that you were coaching at the time? So you leave Seton Hall, and then you go to the Blazers. But when you went to the Blazers, MJ was not so successfully pursuing a baseball career in the minor league. So what ended up happening the first time you did actually have to face him?
Well, MJ was a buddy from Nike coaches' trips and from the '92 Olympics.
And the writer of that article, Tom Juneau, is with us now. And this is not a company line. Tom, that article is fantastic reading, and we want you to read it, but not yet. There's something that stood out to me in this article in terms of how long the planning took for Ali's funeral, which was an 8-year process. But this is the passage that I wanted to read. It's a
funeral.
I thought when reading the piece, the intricate detail that you were able to paint of the very moment Ali died and what was going on in that moment and how you were able to penetrate the inner circle of the most famous athlete and man in the world. What was their response, and how did they react?
I mentioned that this was a funeral that had been planned for 8 years, so tons of foresight going in.
Yes.
Now that we're debriefing and you're on the other side of it, what did you gather from the family in hindsight? How did they feel that the funeral went off? Was it exactly what they wanted?
Yeah, I do think so. I think that
I'll say this, though.
I think it's the grooms.
Okay, here. Let me show you why I think the bride was at least mostly involved.
Because she's running away?
Well,
No, Exactly.
Sometimes weddings go viral because the food's bad, but that's going to go viral for a different reason. This, if you're talking about divorcing somebody, maybe it's because the throw was so underthrown.
There you go.
It was a poor pass.
It's always, it's not
All right, why don't you take this one?
All right, and then after that, he had a busy weekend. Oh, I don't have to go that far. I always forget. Right, it's time for double take, my friends, and we got to go back to the baseball field because they had a visitor.
Yes, in Arizona.
Yes.
Which is a dome, right? Well, not a dome, but a roof at the very least. Okay, so this visitor.
No friends. That's my first take. Where are all the friends?
Yeah, this is sort of a solo.
So it's already kind of like not going to be a good thing.
I want to show you just how terrified this bird is. I don't know.
The heartbeat. It's like.
Well, the heart, yeah, but like I want to show the
us.
eyes. I don't know what. I'm not a pigeon expert. I've heard that first bird assisting. There you go. It's not a real bird, Tony. It's fine.
He did tap it, though. Oh.
He did, yeah, tap it with a glove.
A little love right there, and then...
Glove tap. Got it. And then the bird settles right back down and stayed put.
They didn't have enough food with birds already in Arizona.
What's the deal with animals and